Hello, everyone. Nice to see you in this series of 2020. Whether a nightmare or a blessing, we must raise our vibration. Welcome, Blanca. Here we have Blanca Vergara from Amsterdam. Well, from Mexico, actually. But she's in Amsterdam at this moment. That's where she lives. And Blanca is a soul and business mentor for awakening female business owners, and she helps them transmute their female lineage into their unlimited source of power. After working with them, they finally give themselves permission to succeed and bloom on every level. And her programs combine the most effective evidence based techniques, the most current scientific methodologies, ancestral knowledge, and modern business hacks. She is the author of several books. Among them are The Unstoppable You and Women Work Wonders. Welcome, Blanca.
Thank you. It's a delight to be here.
Thank you for being here with us. This has been such a pleasure to hang out with you sometimes on this online world, and it's just been a pleasure to meet you and to be in a very similar path than you are, and we have a very similar background as well, being Mexicans and connected with the international world. Yes, being businesswoman and also very intuitives, both of us, and with the ancestral lineage. And Blanca, why don't you tell us a little bit about your ancestors, by the way?
My ancestors.
You know.
Uh, yeah, of course, delighted. I'm from Mexico. The side of my father is from Guerrero,
Mm.
and that side, in that side we have the Englishman who went to look for gold in Mexico. So from there, I have the foreigner, the longing for the other countries, and that's why I came to Europe to go back to look at my grandfather.
Ah.
And the side of my mom is from more Aztec side,
Mm.
and Mexico is a very Catholic country,
Yeah.
very Catholic society, and during the day I will go to school, very Catholic school, and just lay girls school, and
Yeah.
then in the afternoon it was my education in the Aztec way of being.
Wow.
And I was raised in this way that we the Aztecs do this, we the Aztecs think that way, and we the Aztecs, and
Ah.
it was really the side of my mom.
Mm.
So I developed this way of seeing life very syncretic,
Uh-huh.
in which Jesus Christ is in my heart, the Virgin Mary is in my heart, but also all the Aztec or the Toltec way of seeing the sacred.
Mm.
So I've been adapting that all my life, and as I have grown older, I have I have gone closer to my Aztec side.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 40 and I had a miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
I was, devastated. I thought the world will come to an end. All my life, no children. I was just totally at a loss.
Uh-huh.
And I went to my Aztec mother, the great Coatlicue,
Mm-hmm.
and she healed me. And
Oh.
she told me it's done. And
Oh.
it's not done that my son is 10 years old running around the house, and I got a daughter So it's I am really quite Aztec or Toltec in my way of approaching life in general.
Yes, yes, that is so precious. Um, and I'm super happy that you bring this out to the world and share it, all these gifts with your community, um, because it's super powerful. You know, the all these wisdom of our ancestors, of our, you know, lineages, and the natives are uh, very wise people. We should be listening more to them. So, but I would like to ask you, um, how do you help people raise their vibration with what you offer?
But I see how my journey started in this work that I do is by realizing that we women don't ask for the raise, charge very little, don't raise our hand to be in the spotlight. And all that in reality comes from ancestral trauma. Because I don't know if you know it and your audience knows it, but in each one of the cells of our body, there is DNA.
Yes.
In the DNA, we're carrying the trauma of 7 generations past.
Mm-hmm.
So your mother, your grandmother, great grandmother, great grandmother. So this is very serious because if you think about here in Europe, just the previous generation experienced Second World War. One generation passed First World War. If you think about all the German women, Second World War were raped. In Mexico, you would take 16th century and all the women were raped there in Mexico. And take the because I work internationally, they have been telling me such stories.
Mm-hmm.
One of my customers is an African American woman, and she told me that she did her DNA test. And guess what? She has Irish ancestry. From
Wow.
where? So we have a lot of trauma with women. All of us is 100% of the women who have trauma. So the
Mm-hmm.
way I see it is that whenever you meet somebody, you see a person who is perpetuating trauma, just bring it again to their daughters or to the other generation, or people who are healing it. So when you see that distinction, what I help people with is to tell them, if you are already talking to me, is that you're already working in healing your trauma.
Yes.
So the other guys who are perpetuating it, detach from that, sending them love, respect their process, and now concentrate in your story. Concentrate in your story.
Yes.
And this is the fastest way of raising your vibration, because the moment you are in blame, that person continues doing that. Uh, then you are engaged into more argument, into more violence, and you perpetuate separation.
Mm-hmm.
When you concentrate in your story, there are so many tools, there is a very simple gratitude, very simple. Take a deep breath in and be in the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple things.
Very
But
simple.
number one is uh, take responsibility, stay with your own story. Don't get entangled with blame of all this history of humanity.
I know, I know. This is super, super. 100%. I agree with you, and it's this is, you know, very simple things of life. We take it for granted, and we don't pay attention to that. As you were saying, breathing, being present, being in gratitude. Those three things are so powerful and are tools that we already own. We don't need to learn that. You know, and we just need to own them, and really, that really changed our history, you know. And owning your story, I think, is super powerful, like you're saying,
Mhm.
because yes, we and I think this year, especially 2020, has been a very important year for humanity to look inside of us, and it's like saying you have to go and see yourself and check out your story. Not don't check everybody else's stories. you know is going back to our essence and see who we really are in our essence to then share it with the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
Well,
been magical. I think the coronavirus is really a creation of Mother Earth, of the goddess, that said, hey, you guys, you're making too much noise. Let's go home. Let's go home and breathe in. Okay, what's important? Well, life is important.
mhm.
So we're having respect for life. Togetherness is important. Togetherness is important. And now it's very interesting with the face mask that we're kind of and censorship, that we are not expressing ourselves. I think this is making us more mindful of what we say. What is what we say? How do we use our expression?
Mhm.
So since we cannot speak, we have to speak within. And as we raise our vibration, we have huge impact in the world. The world is vibration.
Yes.
Ask quantum physicist, ask a spiritual teacher, the world is vibration.
Oh yeah.
As we vibrate within, in peace, even in silence, we're impacting the entire world. And now we see it thanks to the coronavirus. So bless the coronavirus. Bless them. Thank you.
I know. I know. I mean, I've known for years and years that you know, like in my meditations with my guides and my Akashic records keepers and everything, that the systems of the world were going to crash because they couldn't stand the new vibrations. And so the vibration of the planet is racing so fast that we have to be in alignment with the new vibrations, and the way of doing it is by raising our vibration. Right? So so it's just incredible. I mean, I knew for from I don't know how long, 7 years or so, it's been to me that the systems will crash, and I'm like, how is this going to happen? And who knew that a virus would make such a difference in the planet? And now the economy is crashing, the religion, everything, you name it, right? Everything is like they it needs to be remade with the new vibration of the planet.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
there is this
Absolutely.
transition. Uh-huh.
The, years ago, I started my business. My story is that I was this top executive in the corporate world, very successful, and
Uh-huh.
absolutely miserable. This empty shell with the fast car and the big paycheck, and I just hated it. And I said, "God, get me out of here!" And your wish is my command. So I became a coach who
Uh-huh.
didn't know how to sell. So I didn't know how to sell, so I hired a coach, and he told me, uh, "You need to know your purpose. Why are you here on Earth?" I was like, "What? I got the question. I don't know." So
I know.
I went to bed that night, and I was like, "That's kind of 13 years ago." And I got this wild dream that my purpose was, listen, it's really long, is to heal the fear of the builders of the heart-centered economy.
Wow. Wow. I love it.
I woke up scared, uh, shy. I couldn't tell this to anybody because who do you think you are? Are you a healer? What is the fear? You're not a psychotherapist to heal the fear of anybody. Builders of the heart-centered economy, who are those people, and what's the heart-centered economy?
Yes.
And for me, 2020 has really brought everything together.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the builders are women, Western women, who are going to start doing business in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And what is their fear? Their fear is the ancestral trauma that we're talking about.
Yes.
When we women really appreciate who we are and when we really heal these 7 generations that I'm talking about, we are going to build companies that are going to build this post-corona economy. That are going to build companies that we are going to be doing business with the new vibration.
Yes.
Because it's not that, you know, I really perceive that it's true that we're creating two worlds, the 3D and the 5D world.
Yes.
And in this 5D world, we are going to have the post-human. Like my father-in-law died last year,
Mm-hmm.
but his records in the bank are still there. He's digitally alive. That's part of what post-humanism is, the
Yeah.
digital world, and is the era of Aquarius,
Mm-hmm.
artificial intelligence. Can you imagine women being the leaders and entrepreneurs in that world?
I know.
Bringing ethics, bringing love into that economy.
Mm-hmm. It's
Wow,
yes.
that, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to be a part of.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I just love that you said that you heal the fear, because I do too. I that's what I do. I heal the fear, but not of the heart center economy. But I do heal the fear, and I see that fear how is oppressing all the planet, everybody. It's like we can move, but we got used to being like like without moving, and we can't even breathe because we are so oppressed, and we got used to it. We think that's the natural way of being, and that is not what it is now. I'm When you mentioned that we live in two separate worlds, or we are doing this, yes, we are actually. We are now in both. We are, already in 5D and 3D, going up and back, you know, because actually the 3D is, yes, separating from the 5D, and we are getting used to this new consciousness. So many times we jump into the 5D consciousness, and then we come back, and then we go, and then we come back until we get used to that. uh, so that is one program that I have to help the people in this new consciousness. But is super um, amazing to be living in this transition, even though a transition is not easy. Is um, but we chose to be here at this moment, so we are the ones that this is the time to make the changes and really face the fears and
Absolutely.
to transcend them, right? And
Absolutely.
so I'm super super excited that you are doing this job, because it's going to really really help so many women. It's just wow. I got the
Uh,
chills and everything.
so exciting. Yeah, I get commenting further on what you were saying. I will say it's time to listen to our intuition.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's time to know that if it is telling you to stay in the city, you should stay in the city. In the city, you will go to 5D.
Mm-hmm.
If it is telling you to go to the mountains and to the jungle, go to the mountains and the jungle.
Yes.
Your intuition will tell you which is the right place
Mm-hmm.
because it's becoming irrelevant. The right place is within. The transformation will be within.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, it really think about that you are like a radio. So you're going to just tune yourself to the right vibration. And that way you are going to go to this newer, to this new vibration. Exactly like that. Are you in this radio station or in this radio station? So how do you raise your vibration? Sing, dance,
Mm-hmm.
wear red, so
Yes.
switch the lights, buy some flowers. One exercise, very simple, it's very ancient. Obviously, I'm not the author, but take a raisin and connect with the raisin and
Mm.
see all the life and all the universe in the raisin.
Mm.
You can have so many ways of raising your vibration,
Yes.
and definitely switch off the television, stop reading the news, because
Exactly.
what happens is, yes, indeed, there are horrible things happen out there, but they are repeated so many times in the radio and the television, and it's just so maximized that it distracts us from what is actually happening. And what is actually happening is that the sun came out again.
Uh-huh.
What actually happened is that the grass is growing again. What is actually happened is that life continues. So stay in the miracle. Stay in the miracle.
I love it. I love it. That is so beautiful to say the way you're saying it. I mean, Blanca, we could be here on and on and on and on for hours.
It's a pleasure. It is a
I just
pleasure.
love talking to you every time. And Blanca is going to is going to give away a little gift that she's in the process of creating, and is super exciting. So you want to say something a little bit about it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I am putting it together as we speak, and I'm not ready with the title. But if you are feeling that what I talk about of the seven generations female collective female trauma is
Uh-huh.
something that you would like to learn more about and you would like to start exploring,
Mm,
you can find the freebie that I'm creating
mm.
at my website, blancavergara.com, and that I'm sure you're going to put in the links.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, I'm very excited to meet you, the tribe of Leti. Just if you like Letty, then I will like you. I think we're in the same vibration of
Yes.
positive and creative for the future.
Uh, Thank you so much for being with us today in this series. And I'm sure we're gonna meet again. And thank you all for being here with us in this very lively conversation that we had. And yes, do click on the link and meet Blanca and get her freebie. It's going to be below this video. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.
It's a
Bye
pleasure to be here.
bye. Thank you. Bye.